Hello, and welcome to the darkest timeline.
Film podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Darkest Timeline. I'm David.
I'm Brett.
I'm Ian. I'm Dylan.
It's been a while, guys.
For you.
Yeah.
And today we watched a movie that postulated the question, what if Batman went to a furry convention?
Boo!
There was only one furry in the movie.
It's okay.
It's not really a furry convention.
It's all right. He swung and missed, guys.
Otherwise, it was just wet plastic.
There was a lot of wet plastic.
That is weird out of
plastic.
context.
Guys, they got me going.
We watched Guyver.
Does anybody know it?
Whoa,
Yeah.
we watched The Guyver.
Is it really called The Guyver? Just,
Yeah,
no,
The
the title
Guyver.
sequence just said Guyver.
Yeah, but that's because they're
Well,
The title.
If the title sequence says
Guyver.
title
It's fucking
sequence-
Guyver, guys.
All the marketing said The Guyver.
also all the marketing insinuated that Mark Hamill was the Guyver.
That's true.
well,
They
we'll get there in a second, but
They even had one of those half and half pictures where half the picture
is the Guyver, the other half
and
is
half
Mark
is
Hamill?
Mark Hamill.
Oh, well,
Above that it said Mark Hamill, and below that it said
The
The
Guyver.
Guyver. And that's it.
No, wait.
it turns out he's just a cockroach.
Yeah.
Scary as cockroach dude.
Now hold on. Wait. We'll get there. Now the title, if you bought this movie, let's say even on DVD, it's like, oh, let's re-release it. Would it be called The Guyver or
On the
just
case.
Guyver?
It would be called The Guyver.
On the case, yes.
On the
Really?
DVD cover, it's called The Guyver.
Because they had a very strong title sequence that just said a Guyver.
Was that a strong title sequence?
Well, it had a slash after it. Whoosh.
Every cut had a slash.
I
in it.
know.
Well, every cut was a cut with the Batman sound effect afterwards.
Oh, it killed me. It really was. Guys, it was literally a cut to a cut with a whoosh going through it.
And then
Yeah.
or whatever, the Batman
And
thing.
it would be so jarring. It'd be like from like a makeout scene to like a criminal death scene.
I don't think there was a makeout scene in this movie.
Well, I made up a couple.
There was almost a makeout scene, and then Guyver gets cock-blocked by the next door neighbor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember? Good thing, though,
Yeah.
she got her comeuppance. She died.
Well, I do have to say this. You know it's never going to be a good movie when it starts with a book in the beginning. That
Yeah.
Oh my god.
oh my god, that breakdown?
Also, all that stuff they told you later in the movie.
Right. There was a solid 2-minute crawl.
Just exposition dump.
Oh man.
Honestly, it may have been longer than 2 minutes.
It may have
I
been
don't
longer
know.
than 2.
Definitely an exposition dump like
It was
Dylan
rough
said.
for no reason, because it was
Yeah,
repeated
it was
later.
repeated in the movie.
Right. And then we show up to like an Asian man running away from a gang that's made up of possibly
Furries or
no.
Gremlins.
No. Who was the actor
Before
that you
then.
said?
Jimmy Wallace?
No, Jimmy Walker's the real actor. But
Stryker.
you thought it was what's his name from
He the first line he said, he sounded exactly like Tracy Morgan.
That's true.
Yeah.
who is lore of terrible movies.
Yeah, but I mean, it was 1991. How old was Tracy Morgan then?
38. I don't know.
How old do you think Tracy Morgan is?
I don't know, 38. He just stays timeless, guys.
38.
He never changes.
Tracy Morgan is 38.
So it starts out with this random Asian guy running away from like a gang of two people you think would never catch up to him.
What? The
Like
black
a,
guy
like a,
can't
like a drugged
run?
out guy and a guy that looks like Dick Butkus from the
How do you know
Bears.
he's drugged out, you racist?
He was I had nothing to do with his race. I didn't even mention his race.
He was smoking a blunt at the end of
yeah.
the movie.
At the end of the movie, that was to celebrate his side losing.
Well, I did finish the whole film, didn't I? To say he's a drugged out person.
Hey, you know what? You just said the beginning of the movie. We just said the end of the movie. We're done talking about the plot of the movie.
Good night, guys. This has been the darkest
No, that's
timeline.
just how we start.
Oh,
Bro.
this is still the darkest timeline.
How about we let Dylan fill in the holes?
The holes.
Oh,
the
it's
holes.
too long to fill in the holes.
This-
Let's go
I
through
don't
it.
think it's necessary.
I don't either.
Let's explain what the movie is.
No.
Okay, so there's like aliens. There were aliens, and they created humanity to be turned into monsters.
Giving you literally 30 seconds.
You're just gonna repeat the beginning
No,
scroll.
I'm not. And then there's this suit thing that makes humans way more powerful, and this useless kid who practices Aikido, which is the martial art of not hurting people.
30 seconds.
He gets it, and then everyone he knows is attacked, and it's like literally 45 minutes until he finally puts that suit on. and then it's like another half hour before he does it again.
10
It is
seconds.
so long. It is so long. And then they eventually get all taken to the bad people place after he's killed and then comes back to life from the material left on the metallic piece thing in the center of the head. And then he kind of kills the bad guys.
5 seconds.
With those, what's that attack called?
The horse maneuver.
Mega Smasher.
The horse maneuver.
The Mega Smasher. The horse stance was the Aikido stance he was using all the time, and would fail at hurting anybody with.
All right, this
So-
movie sucked.
Why not use the Mega Smasher all the time?
Well, he didn't know about it, obviously.
Yeah, because he's a.
That would make the sequel really
Wait,
difficult.
hold on. Let's
'cause-
go to the end. Let's go back to the beginning. So what I was saying was that Asian guy was being chased by 2 dummies. He shows up, turns into a fish, right? Literally turned into a fish, a wet fish,
He looks like Admiral Akbar's ugly younger brother.
who's also a fish.
Incredibly ugly younger brother.
Either way, so not only does this guy turn into a fish,
A zoonoid.
whatever, the guy that's chasing him also turns into some kind of weird beast with a bone in his forehead. Like,
A zoonoid.
Also a zoonoid.
Okay.
Yes.
all right, good.
They're mutants. That's what they are.
Okay, they're mutants. Either way, in order to turn into them fish things, they have to rip through all their clothing and like become this big beast guy. My question is, how many wardrobes do they have full of clothes?
A lot.
They must go through like crazy.
Well,
and that guy
that's,
had like expensive like leather dusters he was wearing. He never knows he's gonna go through that.
You always pack a pair of extra clothes.
Yeah, you always gotta have
And
an
when
extra
you-
duster.
When you're a bad guy, you can just steal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when
And if you're part of a scientist, if you're part of a mega corporation, they probably those
lab coats are free?
That's in the budget, man.
oh, all right, budget lab coat.
Especially if
they know-
everyone's a zoonoid, they know you're gonna rip through your clothes whenever you have a little panic.
So then my
problem.
follow-up question is, when they change back, are they naked?
I guess so. If their clothes rip
So
off.
they're
Well-
always carrying a duffel full of clothing?
I mean, aside from their accessories, which stay on.
So like a belt?
I mean, you got
Well,
you got your jewelry and your tie and
Oh,
your glasses.
that's
and
right. That's right.
Idiots. That was so stupid.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's a no.
No, this has to do with the world of the Guyver.
Wait.
The world in the movie or the one that they failed to do?
Can we talk about Zoonoids?
Yes.
And
No.
now, were they the alien? They weren't the aliens that came and created the ultimate
no.
weapon. We never see the aliens.
The
that came and
aliens came a long time ago, did
And-
some and then abandoned the project.
Okay, so human beings are the monsters.
Yes.
Yes.
But not really, because we created monsters that are far worse than us.
But we were created to become zoonoids. That was
Oh,
the
it was
alien
like
project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Aliens
Zoonoid.
created humans to make the humans into zoonoids
Why didn't they just create Zoonoids?
because
Snooze fest.
There's probably a reason somewhere. I don't remember.
Also, one more question.
Yes.
And this is more rhetorical because I don't think there's an answer. What was the end game for the Zoonoids and the mega corporation? They could have been very benevolent.
they
they were
weren't.
going to
You
take
know-
over the planet. Like he said that like
and,
once.
and do what with the planet once you got it?
Whatever the hell they want because they have the
What
planet.
is any mega
start a basketball
corporation that wants
team.
to take over the planet's
Yeah, some
end
kind of
game?
sports.
They just
arena.
want they want to own all the money, so then they can say they're infinitely rich. There's never a good reason for a mega corporation to want the planet.
They want power. Everyone just wants to own the planet, so they have all the power.
It's a bad reason, but it's the reason.
It's the
seems
reason
like
a lot
it's-
of people have.
It seems like it's self-defeating. I don't know. I was once told, and I believe everything I read on the internet, that the bad guy, from his point of view, needs to be the good guy of the movie.
Oh boy, let's move on.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He was just a weird mouth breather.
He really was. That guy's lips never touched, except for to make P's and B's. He was puh, and that was it.
Well, sometimes he managed to make those sounds without closing his
he
mouth.
did.
It
He
was
would go,
weird.
puh.
And the words wouldn't come out right.
Probably stick his tongue in there to simulate a lip touch.
Oh wow, that's getting real sensual. By the way, Mark Hamill had a porn stash,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a big one.
looking great.
Or
Was it?
he was Commissioner
Yeah.
Gordon.
Yeah.
He was like a skinny, like I'm on meth, Commissioner Gordon.
He had.
Wasn't that skinny?
Oh, he's pretty skinny,
It
guys.
could be he was the owner of a construction company in Minneapolis.
Oh, and real quick, Dave, I got to give you credit. Hold on. Going to a Dave
Oh yeah.
There it is.
You remember?
What did I say?
Hamill's whole outfit looks like 2 feet.
Right.
So what about Mark Hamill, David?
Mark Hamill's outfit was ridiculous. He looked like a tiny man in a very large man's suit. He looked like he was shrunk, but just by a foot or two.
It's almost like he was originally like a 6'5" guy who came down to like a 4'5" guy.
He looks like it was 3 kids in a suit, except they missed the middle kid.
Yeah, like they gave him a jacket for a guy that was maybe 8 feet, and he was like, I've gotta roll up the sleeves, guys. This is not gonna fit.
Well, I feel like they had casted someone taller, but didn't want to do a wardrobe change when that guy fell out of the project. Look,
Like
we
it was-
already got all the clothes, Mark. You're just gonna have to live with it.
How about the whole stop hitting yourself scene? What the
That was
Oh my god!
So this movie had some pretty good practical effects.
It had
with
great effects.
with those monsters and whatnot. They didn't look bad.
The best part was there's no like terrible green screen CG. It
Yeah,
was-
well, it was 91.
well,
They
yeah.
couldn't really
There was a
afford
couple like lightning strikes that looked terrible, but yeah.
The monsters would have looked a lot worse had they not been slightly damp all the time.
Wet
Because
plastic.
they would have just looked like plastic.
Yeah,
but it
wet
was-
rubber.
It was so. I mean, but they were, and some of them were like legitimately frightening if they were like put in the right scene. You know,
Yeah.
They never were.
But they chose to like pair these legitimately frightening, well-made plastic suit people with this strange, campy humor with like slapstick stuff. For no reason. I can't fathom why they would make that choice.
Yeah, it was so very.
Yeah.
There's no reason for the choice that they made. The pacing of this movie did not understand itself. It was like someone was constantly going on a cocaine bender and then coming off of it.
Well,
There was
I gotta say, it shows in the casting. They had Jimmy Walker from the 70s in
And
a
he-
90s movie.
and he raps.
Right.
Like
he does it. He
3
does a
times.
rap battle, and he does it with Dick Butkus. The guy looks like Dick Butkus.
Yeah.
It's random.
He looked like a cross between a gremlin and Jar Jar Binks.
like
Yeah, he did. He did.
post feeding at midnight gremlin.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Mark Hamill was doing his best Columbo impression with his investigating. He was just like, well, and he did like a weird voice the entire time.
Yeah, and then there was that kid, that main kid.
Which
what was
kid?
it? Sean, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hated him.
He was, I mean, and he looked kind of like a young Mark Hamill, and I feel like they cast him so that they could market the movie like Mark Hamill was the main star, and hope that people didn't notice.
Or they wrote this movie in the 70s when Mark Hamill was like a thing. And now they're like, 20 years
No,
later,
that's,
guys.
That's literally impossible.
It's adapted from a thing that started in the 80s.
Well, guys, I don't know this nerd.
Also, Star Wars was late 70s.
What's up with that
anyway.
dojo guy? All of a sudden in a yellow bandana gang in the
Yeah, that was
random
weird.
alleyway?
I forgot about him.
Yeah, what
that
the
very synchronized gang.
Yeah, I thought he was a friend. Like, I literally thought, like, they were friends.
Right?
And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, scooter broke down, you.
Yeah, they totally painted it like they were kind of buds, but that were having kind of a feud over that girl or something.
Yeah.
I feel like they never painted them as buds at all.
I don't know.
Well,
It was weird.
I mean, it was hard to tell.
Yeah, but then it's like he pops up later as a part of a gang.
Right, and you're like, random, no plotness, twist here, dumb.
And every line in that scene is delivered
Oh.
really strangely.
I have to give super credit, like you said earlier, to the special effects and the practical
Yeah.
effects. They were awesome in this movie. That was
Well,
the best
I mean,
thing about this movie was that.
It was supposed to be a real movie. It wasn't a B movie.
Yeah, but it
was
looked like a movie
yeah,
for a long
that's
time.
the problem.
Yeah.
It was a B
They made a
movie.
lot of really
it wasn't.
bad decisions.
Yeah.
Like rapping. Not
Yeah.
only does he
Yeah.
rap when he's a person, but he also raps as the Gremlin Jar Jar hybrid.
Yeah.
Doesn't get better.
No, not at all.
You know who does get better though?
Who? Oh yeah, that
The woman, the main love interest slash damsel in perpetual distress.
Well, she has her ups and downs.
Yeah.
And her like times when she doesn't sound Asian at all.
Misaki.
yeah,
No,
Misaki-
Misky.
Me is what in Japanese would be me.
Yeah, but in this
Misky.
stupid movie, it's almost like saying musky, like the fish you can catch in the Midwest. Her name
Well,
is
that's because-
Misky.
That's because Sean didn't pay attention to anybody saying her name.
she did.
The only people that said her name were American, though.
Yeah, and also only more than halfway through the movie.
Was Misky.
She starts off sounding like she doesn't know English at all. Like she's learning her lines phonetically.
Aw.
No,
And
that's
then by the end of it, not the worst, but a little better. She shows improvement. A for effort.
She actually knows what she's saying now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they actually mention a better movie
Wait,
in
I
this
gotta-
movie.
She still can't act though.
Well,
even
go
at
ahead
the
and say
end.
it because
No
it
one
was
can-
over my line. Go for it.
No one can act, and everyone telegraphs their blocking. Like,
Mark Hamill could act, he just didn't.
until he turned into a cockroach.
That was
Oh
weird.
my gosh.
Yeah.
We were just like, oh my god.
I was gonna say I don't know if he could act until he became like a thing.
That was a horror. That was horror.
One thing I was saying was, why mention a better movie in your movie? They mentioned RoboCop, and I was
Yeah.
like,
They also hired Mark Hamill.
well, yeah, obviously, but they didn't say Skywalker in the movie.
They had dreams. They had
They
dreams of a
did.
better
Oh, they
thing.
shit did.
But in Mark Hamill's first flashback in the movie, he's doing that I'm on a desert planet looking off into space like stance
Yeah.
on a bridge.
Side note, our therapy dog was fixed, so now she's as unhappy as we are.
Yeah, she's got a cone around her head, and she's still so cute.
She smells like
Oh, she farted right on my leg. Speaking of farts, the redhead Mini Driver in this movie looked like shit.
You mean Ginger China?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry about that. Ginger WWF China, yes. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that is her middle name.
Yep.
Talk about 5 indistinguishable henchmen. It was henchmen the whole movie.
Oh, yeah. Jar Jar Binks. Who was the other ones?
There was
I don't know. It was indistinguishable.
Nose.
there was the guy that was kind of like a rhino.
Oh, yeah. The guy with the heavy tail who could not catch up to anybody.
Yeah,
that
then
the
there
one
was
you're talking
the Velociraptor guy who
Yeah.
was completely useless.
And then the straight up furry that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that was China.
Yeah. Oh, China. Yeah.
Ginger
yeah.
China. Ginger.
Maybe.
Ginger
we
China.
never see him change. So we just assume
That
that
is
the
true.
person's...
Yeah,
That is
well,
true.
she spoke in a woman's voice, so I'm assuming.
Yeah. Back off. I'm going to run over your dog.
There's also the weird fly dude, which is just creepy.
Oh, yeah. Who was like a 5-second person in this
No, he
film.
was there every once in a while. Like he was in chase
For a
scenes.
collective 5 seconds.
No, it was like 30 seconds.
Well, you only-
Oh, okay. You got to really build up the fly guy.
I only noticed him when he spoke because he was like, "Well, how is you doing?"
Yeah. Ugh. Real quick, my first thought was, I fucking hate the 90s.
It was barely the 90s
I
at this point,
fucking
too.
hate the 90s.
It hadn't even really gotten into
I
the
hate
90s.
the
It
music
was
of the
91.
90s. I hate the TV shows in the 90s. I hate everything about the 90s.
By the way, the soundtrack for this movie, terrible.
Oh my god, could you even call it a soundtrack?
Nope.
Yeah.
The 90s in the beginning were confused. They knew they weren't the 80s, and they were really trying to be the 90s.
Well, you do have to mention they had a lot of pressure about being the 2000s soon. So they're like, we better make something.
Right, and by the time you get to 97, 98, it's a totally different
It's a crapshoot.
set
Yeah.
than...
Well, it's also
91.
crap. But
It's
still.
wildly
Yeah.
different than '91.
Yeah, 91 is big shoulder pads still, and like
Ugh.
weird fitting clothing,
A lot of bright lights.
neon pinks. And
Guyver could have used some shoulder pads.
Oh, they could have used some lighting.
He had weak shoulders.
I couldn't see in this movie, by the way.
'cause you
Everything
were
was
on-
in the shadows.
You were off to the side. You could have sat more in front of the screen.
Oh, me.
That's your fault.
I have to say, I do feel like a lot of the stunts of this movie were like from a Waterworld stunt spectacular.
They like did not have a stunt
Oh,
coordinator at all.
no.
or a martial art choreographer.
Choreographer.
Do you remember one of those stunts? The guy actually kicks in the air and he reacts to it.
Yeah.
And there's not even a sound for it. It's just like a, like he missed. And I'm like, what the f was that?
They really didn't need to leave that in the movie. It was
No!
like a second long, and they had to cut to it and cut away from it.
That no was so high pitched. Cut that out, please. Oh, the stupid, terrible ninja. The Aikido.
Aikido.
I said no pain, zero gain, because nobody is supposed to get hit in Aikido.
Well, you're supposed to be. It's about taking people down. It's like a grapple art, and it's like taking people down without harming them.
Like police learn
Yeah,
it
yeah,
so they don't
police
harm
learn it.
people. It's like police will like disarm someone and throw them on the ground, and the person will be like,
Stop that.
"I'm okay."
Yeah, you're tickling me.
Well, it's
But
supposed to freak
I mean,
people out.
they're supposed to wig them out.
Supposed to freak him and wig him out. Whoa, how'd you do that, bro?
Well, because police don't want to be charged with like battery
Assault? Yeah.
and assault all the time, so they have to
so
learn
they do these
Aikido.
gentle Aikido.
Well, I mean,
moves.
it's still like jarring because you're being thrown on the ground.
I have to admit though, I've never seen a police officer do a horse stance in this movie like this.
No,
guy
no,
did
no one does horse
87% of the time. Horse stance.
But that being said, what were the good points?
Oh, I have some. We already talked about the.
Oh, I have so much more terrible stuff. I have 3.
We can get back to.
I've got 3.5
we were,
pages of horrible.
We already talked about like the practical effects are a pretty high point of the movie.
Oh, they're amazing.
And
That's number 1 for
the
sure.
The costumes are great.
Yeah, she's good. I'm watching.
For the most part, the costumes are great. Some costumes are
Costume.
stupid.
Well, Mark Hamill was not so good.
I feel like they're getting a little lazy at the end.
They are. They're like,
No,
put a
I
big
meant- I
shirt on
meant-
the girl and, I don't know, Mark Hamill hide.
I meant the monster costumes, not the the outfits people were wearing.
Yes. Well, we said that. It's all good.
Yeah.
I really like that the person who is the Guyver is a UCLA
Guyver?
Bruin.
Oh my God, big Bruins fan in this one.
Go Bruins.
By the way, where's this take place?
Takes place in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Does it for sure? Because I've
sure.
seen no.
They showed the
U.S.
one,
Bank building.
Yeah.
Well, there's also like the LA River
Right.
at the beginning.
And he's a Bruin.
Yeah, there's that
I mean,
too.
there's
That's
not a
dead
whole lot
giveaway.
of there's not a whole lot of cities that have giant like stone rivers.
Brett whispered.
No,
in my
I'm not
ear,
playing.
That must be why there's so many Asians then.
Dave, that's so racist. What's wrong with you? Dave's literally got a Nazi shirt on, by the way, everybody.
But that being said,
What?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
It's just red.
Hold on, I got to do my China pencil.
No, you don't. You're not writing anything down right
Hold
now.
on, get there. Hold on.
What are you doing? Why are you so
There's
much?
a lot of wrapper on the China pencil.
Why are you? That's my. Every week they come into my office and they take pens and they're like, "Oh, why the fuck don't you have any pens?"
That's a lot of
And then they
wrapping.
finally found like the last writing utensil in the room, which was a wax pen.
It's a China pencil.
And drunk sneaky Vod over here has decided to break my last pen.
Obliterate it.
I will tell you this much: he had never used it, so I sharpened it for him.
Yeah,
and now it's
you've,
got
like,
a permanent sharpened tip.
permanent
Yeah,
sharpened tip.
because
It
you
is
took
about an
off,
inch
like,
and a half.
the first half.
Oh, but I needed to make my notes.
No, you don't. You're done with your notes, Brett. You have enough.
Yeah, but I gotta check them off when I say something.
I realized what we didn't do yet.
What's that?
A comic book rant.
This is a comic book?
It's
is a
it's
comic
based on it
book
was a
movie.
manga. It's a Japanese comic book.
Yeah.
That's why it's in the timeline. That's why it's here.
I don't think
wonder.
it deserves to be in the timeline
Exactly.
Why not?
because manga
against
doesn't
two.
count.
It's a
Why
comic
not?
book.
No, I don't
Because
care.
if it's not DC, it's not real.
That's,
Oh,
we
this is
already
an
watched-
idiot. Guys, I'm already sectioning off
We've
from
only
you
watched DC.
and him. So I'm over here.
Marvel's acceptable too.
Okay, now I'm back then.
You put movies on the list that are not DC or Marvel.
Like what? Name them. I have to rip them.
Also, we'll talk about that later.
No,
Anyway,
I want to rip them apart. Which ones?
that's later. We can do that later.
Name one,
when
though.
we're deciding things that we're gonna watch later. Okay, just calm down, Brett.
I have 3.5 pages still of notes I have to get through here, guys.
They
Well,
are
a couple-
couple.
Couple of like this
My pen
movie
back.
is maliciously non-violent.
Oh yeah, no, they went out of their way to make sure you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they kill the main character that one time, but he comes back to life. It's
Yeah,
good.
well,
And
anyway.
he doesn't even die; he just melts like a
Well,
wax paper.
his the control. I could explain exactly what
But
happened.
please
to
don't,
him.
because nobody cares.
No, please do.
No.
well, I can
nobody
also explain.
cares.
Comic book
That's
rant.
right, you're
Comic book
nobody.
rant. Hey, Ben cares.
Ben
You, Ben.
Ben
Yeah,
does care.
Ben, we're on your side, Ben.
Guyver's awesome. I just
Yeah.
read the first 3 volumes earlier today, for like, and the anime is great too. But
Oh boy.
the Guyver manga is one of the most violent things that's ever been written.
And also, maliciously not funny. Ever. There's not a single joke in the damn thing.
Yeah, and every single zoonoid that is encountered in the manga has its like arms ripped off and it's cut in half, pretty much. They're constantly. And there's blood and gore everywhere. All
Now
the
that you
time.
mention it, yeah, a lot of arms broken.
Are like
and
ripped off. Like the Guyver isn't ever like pushed back by anything. He's always like lock arms or something,
Yeah.
and then tear them off.
That
and
was
then
one thing
beat
I didn't
them
like.
to death with
That was
it.
one thing I don't think I like about the main guy too much. Is I felt like even though he was supposed to be a strong
He was
character,
still so weak.
yeah, and it's like in like the little like
The
peons.
costume looked weak.
No, the costume looked okay.
I mean, but it was like, oh, that's a cool costume being worn by a kind of small dude.
Yeah, and like they didn't make him seem strong in the beginning. He was like taking karate classes. It was terrible at him.
Yeah.
I never liked him.
No,
he's
ever.
not a good. He's not a very good actor.
Yeah,
he's
poor
not a
man's
very
Mark
good
Hamill.
person.
He's also not been in that much.
Not a good person. He speeds a lot. He never tips well with the servers.
I saw him jaywalk in 05.
Oh, that
Steals out of his grandma's wallet.
yeah. Now that she's dead, he just pees on her grave. By the way,
Jesus
guys.
Christ!
So I'm not done yet, Brett.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
But
No, this goes further.
The manga doesn't like you wouldn't need to like make a straight adaptation where everyone was Japanese. I wouldn't care about that. Stories are universal. You can put them in any language in any country. And the first volume is like there's no dead time. Everything happens so quick, and it's like a clear hour-and-a-half movie basically of tons of shit happening, and it's never boring. And it just powers through and has a lot of what are you doing, Brett?
I gotta go get another drink.
It just powers through, and it's trying to be interesting, and it's being interesting, and all the things like all that exposition stuff. That's like mostly from the manga, but it all happens organically within that hour-and-a-half time that it would take you to like read that and/or make a movie. And it was just really annoying that they took all that and they made it into like a weird campy pseudo comedy that's non-violent.
Yeah, it should have just been a gore fest. He should have been taking those elbow blades and cutting shit in half constantly.
There was once or twice where I went, ooh, that's a little over. Like
There's-
when he rips out the forehead of the one monster.
Well, to be fair, that monster ripped out his forehead.
Yeah.
so-
I'm not saying
yeah.
that it wasn't
So,
deserved.
So what that is, they actually went out of their way to explain in the manga, but the control medal, that is the little metal thing in the middle of Guyver's forehead. That is Sean now. His
I thought it had
entire
like weird tissue on it. Yeah.
his entire being is encapsulated in that little control medal,
Real quick,
and he cannot escape the Guyver.
is it
sad.
manga?
Yeah, it's,
it's
up.
sad.
They go into that in the manga.
Yeah,
It's not that
really,
sad,
Well,
guys.
he's really he wants to
I
not be
could
the
not give a
Guyver.
shit about this guy though.
All of his friends.
Well, yeah,
are-
this guy's
all of his friends.
Well, it's
are
the only
in
thing I know.
danger.
We're talking about
Yeah.
the movie, not the whole comic book
telling-
series.
I'm
comic rant.
Well, we're not though.
It's a comic rant.
Well, this is not Comic Rank
I,
podcast.
do it
I
every week.
enjoy the comic rant.
Oh, all right, can we get back to the
Yes.
movie now and off the comic book?
There's like there's a part of the manga where his head, when he's the Guyver, his head gets torn open and his brain is destroyed, and the Guyver goes into like auto mode and kills his father and stuff like that. There's some dark stuff.
None of that's in the movie.
Yeah, I know,
It's
right?
super dark, and then he comes out of it, and he's just like, ah!
That's
Well,
why.
he
That's
starts
why
to-
the movie's terrible.
Well, that
Let's
was
get
in-
back to the terrible.
That was in
film.
volume 3, so that was a little
I don't
further on.
even
But
know.
anyway,
I don't even think I want to see a dark movie based on that. It's just
it's incredibly violent.
sad.
But it's also
sad.
extremely entertaining. Gotta say, the story is good.
We're right there with you, Ben.
Some of us are.
I had to say the people that work for the company, the scientists. I don't get it. They're all beasts, but don't they have families? Like, don't they work and then
You
go
can have
home
family and also be able to morph yourself into
into
a
like a
mutant
wet
creature.
plastic? Yeah, wet plastic creature.
And towards the end, though, the people working in the factory getting a little lazy with the monsters.
yeah, there's too many same costumes after a while.
I don't think they had
No,
any
they didn't
same
have any
costumes.
same
Yeah,
costumes.
similar
It's
costumes.
just that nobody died, so everyone was in every scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh.
China died.
China died,
Ginger China.
She was the only
Well, I mean,
one.
China's dead now.
and her boyfriend wasn't even broken up about it.
Oh, boy.
No, like he was like, "You just killed my girl" or whatever, and then afterwards he was like, "Well, we're done. Let's go."
Going back to that little ball theme, though. Remember the guy gets swallowed, swallows the ball,
Yes.
and then they have the jaws thing come out when he does the
Yeah.
damn
That
shoulder
was
blade
bull-
thing. Oh, it was terrible. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. That's so dumb.
Yeah. I don't.
I hated this
He-
movie.
Oh, it was
I
bad.
I don't
Terrible.
think Ginger China's boyfriend really liked her all that much.
Which one was the boyfriend?
The
guy that
bald.
looked like Dick Buckus?
Yeah, the bald head.
Oh, the
guy.
bald guy. Okay. Yeah, that's not Dick Buckus.
I have no idea who.
The
Dick
guy
Buckus
with
has the mustache.
The guy without fingernails. And
Oh, what's with that? You said your friend said some about that?
No, his friend.
Now's the time. What was?
Well,
the
I don't
thing?
know. It's on Facebook, man. Go check the Facebook
Oh,
page.
is it time
He
for
wrote it.
IMDb trivia?
Apparently, there's not much in this movie on IMDb about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna
Which is
look.
why Ben was kind enough to post on the Facebook wall.
Yeah, Ben.
How do you? You, Ben.
It is not. It is not time for trivia yet.
I know because I still have 2.5 pages
Well,
full of notes.
Holy God, man.
Beyond that,
What?
how would you fix this movie?
Okay, hey, before that, I would like to I'm sorry, just a little, because I just saw on the paper, I had to say the atom bomb.
Oh, Adam. Bomb.
Just, that's how Mark Hamill said atom bomb twice in the movie, and it was the weirdest thing.
Adam.
Bomb. Now your turn, Mark.
I don't think the inventors of the atom bomb knew what they were getting into either.
Thank you.
There really is not very much trivia.
Nope, see?
Son of a.
Ben doesn't lie.
There was a sequel called Guyver.
Dark Hero.
Oof.
Ooh.
And it's
You know what?
it's
It's-
actually violent.
And it stars David Hayter, who
voices Solid
David
Snake.
Hayter,
He
yeah.
voices Solid Snake in most of the Metal Gear games,
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that name.
except Metal Gear Solid 5, who was
Wow.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, that's right. That was
Yeah.
the best one.
I haven't played that one yet.
So good.
but also the cost. That movie is legitimately a B movie, much lower budget, but the costume looks a ton better.
Yeah.
Like it has shoulders. Like you look at it and you're like, well, that's actually pretty cool. It doesn't look like someone just threw it together.
And it's actually a violent movie, like I said, with like blood and stuff.
And I might be watching it right when I go home.
Yeah.
Okay, back to my notes.
According to longtime listener, first time writer, Ben.
We've mentioned him writing before.
You.
Twitter questions. Answered them.
Ben.
Hey, man.
I don't know this guy.
Michael Berryman is the name of the person who is the lead thug leader named Lisker, and he suffers from hydropydronic ectodermal dysplasia,
That is a
Ghostbusters.
That is a horrible interpretation of the character Lisker.
a rare condition leaving him with no sweat glands, hair,
No
Or
sweat glands?
fingernails, or teeth.
Wow, really? He doesn't have teeth?
Plus side.
The main bad guy made fun of the fact he didn't have any hair in this movie.
Yeah, which I remember.
He
that.
has.
Oh, wait. Plus side. He never has to cut his fingernails.
He's, according to Ben, he's a pretty solid actor who has done great work, but always has trouble working for more than a few minutes at a time due to the heat from
Overheating? Yeah.
the lights on the set.
Dang, poor guy. He's
Yeah.
dead now. I know that.
Is he?
Oh, yeah, too
That
bad.
actor's dead.
Well,
It's too bad that he was in this movie. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, surely he's a better actor than this
He's in
movie.
great. He's actually in a lot of great good movies. If that sounds good.
that's a great compliment.
Well, he's on. I don't know, The Color Purple.
Oh, and then there's a picture of Mouse when she's a little baby.
Okay, we're gonna move on, guys.
Why?
Well, it was on. He posted on the Facebook page.
Oh, she's
Oh, and
adorable.
I'm blinking.
I said the acting in this movie is so bad. It's like small theater acting, like people like
Oh yeah, I was
like
gonna,
working on characters.
I had to
you know
think.
what
I had to think about this. This was like the daytime television adaptation of Guyver.
Oh yeah.
It was really weak.
Oh, and then they have nose doing an elephant noise. So that me up.
yeah,
No, that
yeah.
me up because it's like, are all the mutants a animal themed person?
I
In
feel
this
like
movie.
every single one.
So what is
like?
Jar Jar Binks?
I feel like
think he was
everything
like a
is
bat,
like
wasn't he?
two things.
Oh, okay, that would actually make sense.
I
In this
feel
movie,
like it.
In this
In
movie.
this movie, everything's
This is
two
not-
things.
Fish guy.
Not Guyver as a whole.
Well, I
This
think
is
he was
movie.
like fish and something else. I don't know. Like the girl was like something with like a monkey and a bat. Was the girl was dead China?
She was basically a giant Furby.
Otherwise known as regular China now.
Oh boy. There's way too many slow down parts, like slow mo parts with sound effects.
For instance, when they're in the middle of a chase scene and they jump right into a meta movie being made within the movie.
Oh my god.
That was so strange.
And the director of that movie starts giving freak Jar Jar Binks like direction on how to do the scene better, and he's like, "Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
I can do that.
He was
then
like,
the
I'm
director-
gonna be an actor now. This.
Well, then the director turns around and he runs away, and the director runs into the real fish monster from the whatever movie
And
he
gives
was
a,
making.
"Oh,
It was like,
what?
what was that?
Like those two characters looked anything alike.
Right.
He had not paid attention to the costume people of his set at all.
And real quick, Mark Hamill's a roach.
We already
We
went
got
over
into
that.
that.
And it was freaky. That was it.
Oh, it's weird.
You're just reading off your notes now, aren't
Read
you?
your notes to yourself before you read them out loud,
right,
just
every-
in case we already talked about
Every
it.
beast is really wet.
We
We've
already talked
already
about
done
it.
that.
Right.
Are you sure you want to read these notes,
He has
Brad?
9
keep going, I'll
pages
keep
of
going.
notes, each
Have you
page
been
with
listening to this
larger
podcast?
handwriting. Like to this point, where it's just 5 letters on a page.
Writes like
yeah.
a kindergartner.
Oh, what was the director's name in this? Somebody look that
I
up.
don't care. It's him.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, no,
Brett
it
directed
really
it.
matters.
Brett made this movie. It's his fault.
I'm gonna look it up because this guy's name is gorgeous. Well,
Okay, my question is this. Okay, my question is this.
please keep all those in. Oh, the director's name is Screaming Mad George. Go yourself.
Wait, what?
That means
Screaming Mad George.
I'm pretty sure that means he didn't want his name attached to this movie.
Oh, you think?
Where would we put it in our Darkest Timeline Season 2 timeline?
Pretty low.
Bottom 3.
Pretty low.
Well, it has to be in the bottom 3, practically.
There's Freddy got fingered and
No, of this season.
This season of our
that's right.
superhero movies, Brett. Pay attention.
Well, what have we done so far?
Right. Batman and Robin is starting to look like
Gold.
Godfather.
We got that right. How do we keep doing
Okay,
that?
That's Green Lantern.
Batman and Robin, Green Lantern, Catwoman, Guyver? Guyver above Catwoman? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Wait, I don't
actually.
know. I feel like, did
No, you know
Catwoman
what?
make you angrier?
No, Catwoman is the bottom.
Is it?
No, no.
Yes, because Guyver in '91 had awesome real effects
That's
happening.
true. And Catwoman had
Had
terrible.
this CGI, everything.
Had an okay looking cat.
So, what we talked about before, like, was it true to the source material and was
No.
it
Nope.
entertaining?
Well, it
No.
was semi-true to the source material,
was
but it
vaguely
butchered.
true.
It was vaguely true to the source material. It was
So
like
was Catwoman.
half and half, but it was really
it wasn't.
It was vaguely true by her being a cat burglar.
that was all wrong.
Well, no, she wasn't a cat burglar in the film, though.
Sure, she was. She stole.
She
every
burgled one
movie
thing.
she's in, she stole.
Well, yeah, but she wasn't a cat burglar.
That's the whole premise of what the Catwoman is, though.
Yeah, I know, and they didn't use it.
That's my point.
Okay,
It
so
sucks.
Guyver is bottom. It's pretty low.
It's 0.
But is
Practical
it?
effects, though.
It has practical effects. Honestly, I
no.
don't think the practical effects were that good.
Listen,
Nor was the
Guyver
combat.
Guyver is 0. Catwoman's -5. So we are going at a 0 is like decent to.
Yeah, I really think Catwoman's the bottom.
It's bottom, bro. It's negative. You like Catwoman better? Why? For Halle Berry's body? Well, he's now stumbling over his
Well,
own words.
that would be 1 plus.
But Catwoman succeeded in nothing it set out to do. Guyver succeeded in making decent-looking monsters.
Half the time.
Yeah.
So what's the saving
Catwoman
grace about
succeeded
Cat?
in nothing, though.
Yeah, what's the saving grace about Catwoman?
Nothing.
Exactly. That movie sucked.
But it seemed like
-5.
This movie made us angrier, though.
this.
No,
the
Catwoman
thing,
did.
The thing
No,
I
Catwoman
didn't-
made us
I
angry.
hated Catwoman.
I don't
The thing I
remember.
didn't like about this movie overall, like it was just terrible. But it had like rapping, which was really bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh, Dave's
Oh,
making a
you're
good.
right.
He's starting to make a really good stride here, guys. 2 more things. Go for it.
The other thing too is it's so uniquely '90s in the worst possible way. At least Halle Berry is vaguely somewhere within like
No,
the era of most teenagers' consciousness.
no, because they didn't have like
No,
Puddle of Mud
not
music and.
anymore.
Yeah,
Not
come
anymore,
on.
Dave. Remember, teenagers now
It was
were
2004,
born
right?
a long time ago.
No, wait. The only thing I'll say with Dave where he's going with this was there's also just cornball slapstick there where it's like wonky
yeah.
wonk. Like,
that reminded me of Ghoulies 3. It feels so '90s. It feels so early,
yeah, but so does Catwoman feel
And the
so
way
early 2000s and
every- washed out and like
But
white.
I would say the early 90s are worse than the early 2000s.
Oh no. Well, I hate the 90s. I did say that on record. I hate the 90s.
Halle Berry is at least a superhero who's a woman of color who is like doing stuff. This one has a person a woman who is Asian and just always the victim. Always the victim.
Constantly.
Constantly the
It is
victim.
a Japanese comic though, am I wrong?
It's true.
And the only Japanese person in it is always the damsel in distress.
Besides her father that got
her
killed.
father was in it too,
Yeah.
and he died.
Also,
Right.
there was head
Steve?
guy from the class who was also in a gang. He was Asian.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Asian.
The
He was Asian.
yellow bandana guy.
You know what else? 2 of the Zolonoids were African American, or
One of them was.
Let's
anyway.
get to the point. This movie sucked. It
was terrible.
It's a 0.
it's representation of people.
is-
Catwoman is a -5. That movie
You know
sucked
what?
so much.
Hand for Catwoman being the lowest.
Boom. Well, this is an audio podcast, so let's say Ian and Brett have their hands up.
I
Dylan.
am
Torn.
I'm in declined to state.
What?
Come on, man!
Wait,
you
with
know
what?
I'm making a good
There-
case.
Wait, with
Hey,
what?
hey,
this
Hey,
Guyver?
It's called no party preference now.
No.
No, wait.
party
With
preference.
Guyver and Catwoman, you don't know which one's worse.
They're both like in different ways, in different eras, horrible movies.
I'll solve it right now. Did Catwoman make you more mad about the character she was trying to portray compared to Guyver in the manga?
Relatively equal.
Actually,
Really?
I mean, Catwoman
Because
made
you were
me...
flipping your shit about Catwoman.
Catwoman disappointed me on 2 levels. It disappointed me because it wasn't as good as the Batman Returns Catwoman or the comic book Catwoman, which were
Right.
2 very different things. And it didn't do either.
And it's a major character in comic book history. Where Guyver, really, honestly, no offense, is not.
Right. The stakes are pretty.
Well, not in America.
Oh, I'm
It's
so
an
sorry.
American
Should be more
movie.
worldly.
and
That's why it's a -0.
the Guyver has.
Hey, Ben's American, right?
Yeah, he's really, really American.
Hey, there you go.
Guys,
Wait, what's that
Catwoman
prove?
-5.
Well,
for
someone
sure.
in America knows about it.
Catwoman was freakishly crawling on the walls. It was terrible.
Well, no, she wasn't a CGI monster, was.
It was terrible.
Yeah, see? It was bad. Come on.
Dude, obviously Guyver should be above Catwoman.
No.
Why? I don't know why you're trying to convince me because he's already voting with you, and if I'm not voting with Dave, then you still win.
No. It's you still have to make a vote. It has
Well,
to be
I mean,
one or
if
the
he's-
other.
if he's-
it absolutely has to.
If he's abstaining, then
no,
he's
there's
still
no
win.
abstain. There's a
win.
choice.
You
Yeah.
still win.
You got to make a choice.
You have to make a choice.
And I'm going to go with Dave, so that there's a tie.
Oh, I love
Is that what
this.
you wanted, Brett? Is that what you wanted?
Hey,
There's a tie
Scientific
now.
proof that I'm right.
take it to Brinloft.
Wait a minute. I got a penny.
Brindloft is the tiebreaker.
I got a quarter. I got a quarter.
No. Cards or quarter?
Quarter.
Cards don't make sense for a
Quarter
flipping
on this
coin.
one. It's 50-50.
Okay, so
Wait, who calls it though?
I'm
Rock,
gonna-
paper, scissors, Dave and I.
Yeah, you two, because you actually care.
Okay.
Best 2 out of 3.
Oh, okay.
So it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock, paper,
We go on
scissors.
shoot.
Yes, we go and shoot. Okay, ready?
Are we doing rock, paper, scissors for who calls the coin?
Yeah.
How many
Rock,
levels is
paper,
this?
scissors, shoot. He went from a rock to a scissors.
I saw that. You were on rock. You
Yeah.
lost, David.
Yeah, that's
you
one.
lost.
Well, I don't even know what he threw because I was laughing.
Doesn't matter. You went to rock to scissors, so you
Okay,
lost.
we're starting over.
Oh, for
Starting over.
The whole podcast.
Just,
Welcome to the darkest timeline. I'm Ian.
Brett, yeah.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm shooting myself. Rock,
Oh, paper, scissors, shoot. It's shoot.
It's
You
1, 2, 3,
what?
shoot.
No,
it's not what it is.
Why would you keep hitting it?
Rewind the podcast.
Rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3. What the f*** is that?
Mary had a little lamb.
On the third hit, you go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No, it's just rock, paper, scissors.
I literally qualified what we're gonna do. He said yes.
On the third, you can vote
No.
on the
I'm gonna
vote
flip the
via
coin.
Twitter.
Text 67123 on
talking
yes or no.
Okay, I call heads.
For what?
For my f***ing side winning, damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
That better be.
Tail. We did it, Dave. We did it.
How is
yeah.
he worse than Catwoman?
The underdog story of the week.
That's the best part. They know it's a f***ing underdog because fucking Dylan said it was the worst movie ever.
I didn't say that.
You said it was a better movie?
I was abstaining from choosing.
You were your pants over Catwoman being the worst.
I did not my pants down. Well, Brett, you seem to dislike this movie in some way.
Oh,
I
I
don't
hated
know.
it.
Why can't you ask me?
So, Brett, how would you fix this movie
I would fix this movie by making it just a video game and scrap the film.
and make it violent?
Oh,
Very
yeah,
violent,
yeah,
incredibly violent?
absolutely.
Just like the original manga.
Sure. It's still better than Catwoman.
Oh, you got new playing cards.
Because if they made Catwoman a video game, they can make this movie a video game.
They made Catwoman a video game, and it was terrible.
I know that.
It was
That's
terrible.
That's my point. You and I are on the same
Terrible.
side, Ian, you dummy. So my point
You
is,
dummy.
I really do have a high-pitched voice, don't I? I guess I do it out of anger.
Could you just? How would you fix
I
it?
guess I kind of just get high-pitched when I'm really angry.
Just explain your answer.
Just keep going, bro.
Like somehow my voice just.
So it's a video game, Brett.
So if I made it a video game, guys,
What kind of video game?
I don't know, something like a
I'd go with fighting video
A
games.
visual,
Well, no,
a
it'd be-
visual novel.
It'd be something like a mix between Mega Man and I don't know, Mortal Kombat.
See, I'd go straight Mortal Kombat.
Mega Combat.
See, then you're just ripping off Mortal Kombat. What's wrong?
I mean,
with you,
then
bro?
you're just doing a fighting game. Come
Yeah,
on, you gotta
go
have,
f yourself.
You gotta have like
By the way, whose
how about
fix this movie is it? It's Brett's.
like Double Dragon, like something like that.
Oh, Pit Fighter.
So like Double Dragon, right?
Well, I like Pit Fighter, but yeah, Double Dragon, you're right. Damn it.
Or like Bad Dudes.
No, let's go
It's
back
like the
to Pit
same
Fighter.
thing as Double Dragon.
Yeah, but Pit Fighter's
Yeah,
way
only
better.
they're trying to save President
Double Dragon's
Ronnie
way
from
better.
ninjas.
Double Dragon's awesome.
Yeah.
And they even made a terrible movie out of that one.
Yeah.
So, Ian, how would you fix it?
I believe Dylan and I would fix the movie almost exactly the same way.
I concur.
That we would make it
The first volume of the manga.
basically the first volume of the manga, because it'd be way more violent. You still get the main character dying and coming back, only they do it better.
And you get all 3 Guyvers, because there were supposed to be 3 Guyvers.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Ugh.
So he
No,
gets
it
to,
made sense, though.
Yeah,
It's
it did.
not-
It
one of
made
them-
sense, though.
and one of them died pretty much immediately, so there's really only 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I would fix it by...
And it'd be hyper violent.
Yeah, super freaking violent.
Sweet.
To fix this movie, I would wait 25 years.
Like from when it was originally made.
Yeah,
Or-
I felt like to properly do this, it needs the level of technology we have now.
Well, that and appreciation of source material is higher now than it was in 1991
Yeah.
in general.
Basically, nothing in the early 90s was good.
No.
Except for Jurassic Park.
What about Power Rangers?
No.
That was mid '90s.
Hey,
And
when
it
we
still sucked.
hey man, we were little kids then, and we loved it.
What was the best thing to come out of the 90s? I hated the 90s.
Well,
I hated
Jurassic
90s
Park,
music.
I believe
yeah,
that was
Jurassic
already
Park was
said.
like the best.
I came out of the 90s.
Yeah. So what good came out of the '90s?
Yeah, good question, Ian.
I think we should all circle around and watch VH1's I Love the 90s.
Should
I
we?
still
Should we?
have a videotape of like, remember that?
You still have a videotape?
I do. I have a DVD video player mixed between. And it's awesome because I still have recorded like late night MTV,
Yeah.
190 minutes where just all music videos is the best thing ever.
Back
Yeah.
when
So
they did music
my
videos.
parents have one of those too. That's pretty cool, Brad.
Ian,
Yes.
I still have more hair than you.
I have a better beard by a
I
landslide.
know, we already went through that.
Brett's talking about his back.
No, he has more hair on his back than I do.
It's probably true.
I wouldn't
All
know.
right.
I haven't seen your back.
You want
Would you
to
mind
see?
taking off your shirt, please?
All right, Ian, here we go. No. Oh, whoa, that was a very
Can this
sensual
pop-
oh from David.
No, actually, that was him saying no.
I was saying, mouse, cover your eyes.
All right, let's take
Well,
a real
I think
weird
we're
turn.
to the part of the podcast where we decide what we're going to watch next. How will we hurt ourselves next week?
All right.
Wait, I need to find my film that I wanted. Hold on.
Some of us are prepared.
Some of us are not. Ha!
Well, I need a little time.
Guess
I
who?
need
I'm going to
these-
shuffle the deck. This week, the deck is a Women of James Bond
And it
deck.
is amazing.
It's
Now, wait,
actually-
we don't have to have any connection from this film to the next one, right?
Yeah.
No, it's
Just
just it's a comic book movie.
Okay, good.
That's all you
Comic
got.
book movie.
Good.
Oh, as you guys are looking up, I think now's the time for us to fight over the fact that
The Lone Ranger is not, because Dave put The Lone Ranger in our list, and The Lone Ranger is not a comic book movie.
Okay,
because
there
the-
were comic books in
Yeah,
the
I was
40s,
just gonna
but
say
The
that.
Lone Ranger was a radio serial from 1933.
That's like
Still, if
saying
it was a comic
that's like
book, though.
saying that we should watch the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie
Oh
because
my God,
there were eventually comic
It's
books.
a great movie.
well, then
though.
we have to take out the Phantom.
Oh.
the Phantom was-
So now you shot yourself
Was
in the
the
foot.
Phantom a serial?
radio serial?
Yeah, the Phantom
Okay,
was a radio
then
serial
Phantom's
first.
out.
and the Shadow. No, I don't know if that was
The
in
Shadow
there.
wasn't
the
there.
sh-
The Shadow's a good movie, so screw you.
It's not.
The Shadow's not on the list for other reasons.
I really liked the Shadow. Like
Also, The
if you-
Shadow was pulp novels first, not a radio serial.
If you get a chance to see or to listen to the radio serial,
Oh yeah,
the Shadows.
I know,
The
I
Shadow's
love
on-
that all the time.
yeah, it's great.
Some of these Bond women are rather attractive. Others.
Others.
Others were attractive in the 70s, but are not considered so today.
But still look like.
Are we chosen? Are we chosen yet? I haven't chosen yet.
I'm there-ish.
All right, so I'll say what mine is.
Okay.
All right? I want to watch The Green Hornet.
Oh, come
With
on.
Seth Rogen.
No.
That also was not a comic book first.
Oh.
That was a radio serial.
So
Are
can't
you
do it.
positive
Can't
though?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to watch No Lone Ranger.
No Lone Ranger.
What about
I actually saw that in the.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I'm gonna
Which
stick-
one?
Yeah,
The
That's
first one?
fine. Yeah.
No, the one,
Three?
the Michael Bay one.
The 2014 one.
The
well,
three.
we could
Teenage
also
Mutant
you could
Ninja
also
Turtles
put in
three.
number
No,
three.
no,
Is that in the 20 list? TMNT 2014
Ooh.
near the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, is Turtles in Time in that list? Because
The
the
old-
old
Yeah.
Frozen times 3.
yeah okay
The
oh that's in the
old-
list too.
oh, there
The
it is.
old Mickey Bay
Mm-hmm.
executive produced. He didn't direct it.
Yeah.
That was some other poor man's job.
The fun thing about that one is I'm a true believer in that movie. I think I'm the only one who liked that movie.
Yep, you are. Yeah, that is a pretty low rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Like a pretty low audience score too.
Right.
And that's
So
kinda rare.
That could make really good podcasting if everyone.
Yeah, because differing opinions are important.
Right.
Because if everyone hates the movie and it's just kind of mediocre, like Green Lantern, it's kind of a boring podcast.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
I will defend that movie. I'll fight for it. I will fight like Donatello.
Okay,
Just
you
in
just,
general.
you just. I
We'll fight like Donatello fights. What?
I have like adaptation related reasons I hate that movie and filmmaking reasons why I hate that movie. Just across the board, I do not like that movie.
I really like the franchise.
Well,
I
that
really
said,
like the movie.
the
I like
second
the
one
franchise.
looks like it's gonna be good.
I'm gonna
It's
see
gonna
that
be
one.
better, not good.
It's
Okay.
gonna have Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah,
know,
good
right?
for them.
Oh, it looks terrible.
There's
Okay.
It
so-
looks better than the first one, but still bad.
that's a low bar.
See, we're
Yeah.
already talking about it.
Anyway,
Ian, what do you want?
Mystery Men.
Mystery Men.
It's a good movie.
ugh.
You can pull from anywhere on the deck if you
Oh,
want.
no,
I'm just saying.
because you can't shuffle. Oh, it's Brett. So Brett
Oh,
can't shuffle.
You have to make me last because I am still working on it.
You know, I'm gonna double down on what I did last week and Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Is that the one he throws his S and traps them? or
No,
is
no, that
three?
was the second one, I
Okay,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's the one that has Zod, and that's the second.
Yeah, Zod. I've got so many. Wait, did you already pick a card and you just switch it for a better card? David, you're cheating.
not.
Put your
I'm not
card
cheating.
back.
I'm not cheating.
I'm
Pick
giving
your
you,
original card, you
giving you a card.
Make it a 2. No, Dave shouldn't even have a card. He just switched it. It's
Well,
his third
and
switch.
I switched it to a different. It's random. It's
Could be
random,
a
Brett.
queen.
It's random.
I bet
Choose
it's
your
a
movie
queen.
so we
If
can
he
move on.
wins, it's bullshit.
I'm picking fucking Ghost Rider and I hate David. Queen.
Me.
The
It's
first
a queen. Yes, the first
Spirit
one.
of
No, but-
Vengeance is so much kookier.
Oh, you've seen both of them?
Yeah.
Spirit
yeah.
of Vengeance then.
Okay, Spirit of Vengeance.
Spirit of Vengeance.
He's got a ace or something.
I gave
damn
him a
it, David.
different card, so if he has an ace, it's my
No,
fault.
what do you have?
5. Paula Condon or whatever.
What do you? What do
She
you?
was a
got?
Bond girl.
They're
Say your
all
Bond girl
Bond
name.
girls.
Say your Bond girl name.
Oh,
Put it on your head and say your Bond girl name.
Miranda Frost.
9.
It's
Oh, it's a
Jeez.
2. So far I'm winning.
Okay.
Damn it, Dave. You're going to win. I hate you,
Go.
David.
Hey, you do it, Dave.
I get Miss Moneypenny.
Don't say the Joker.
Samantha Bond. It's a Joker.
Yeah.
What does
so
that mean?
I
What is that?
I picked the
You
next
don't-
card on top.
The Joker shouldn't even be
It's
there.
a 3. Yes. No, don't you know? You picked. This is your 5th card.
Give me another card.
You get a 3.
No,
I just
you
gave
get
it to
a
you.
3 because that's your. You got a ton
5th
of cards.
card.
No.
Yes.
No.
Fine. How about this
No.
one? 2. You want a 2?
Whatever's
Wait,
on the bottom of the
Here,
deck right now. Whatever's
fine.
on the bottom of the deck. That's what I
Fine.
want.
Wait, was it the card you already had?
No. I
Yeah,
have no
you got
idea
a
what it is.
Joker and a 3. Those are your cards.
You, it's a queen. You don't deserve. Listen.
That is not your
executive
card.
decision.
He's-
Dave doesn't vote.
Yeah, he doesn't win this
Yeah.
time.
You don't get it, Dave.
It's his 8th card he picked. He's such a.
Okay, and
What was your movie, anyways?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The new one?
Yeah.
so glad you're not winning.
Yeah, same here.
I got Lupe Lamora from
Ooh.
License to Kill.
Oh,
A 10.
what was your movie?
Superman
for Peace.
4.
Oh no! I hate the Superman series.
Yeah, it's
That's
horrible.
the worst movie series.
I
And the
don't know-
worst character.
I don't know about that.
Oh, they're terrible.
Well, you got some hate on Superman there.
They're so boring. He's such a boring comic book character.
He can be interesting. It's just most people
0% of the time he
most
is.
people do not portray him very interestingly.
Oh God, Superman's the
They
boringest
latch into the
thing.
worst parts of Superman.
That he can fly.
In the original comic books, he couldn't even fly. He could just jump high.
Well, kind of like flying.
Yeah. And then he would fall with style.
Tune in next. Well, don't forget us when you rate and subscribe and
Don't forget us. When you
Don't
rate and
forget us when you're
subscribe-
going to sleep at night.
When you rate and subscribe, don't forget that that's who you're rating and
Yeah, and
subscribing
don't forget
to.
that Dave's a cheater with the cards, bro.
He didn't even. Don't just forget about it.
I'm not a cheater.
We're moving past it.
There are many things I am, but I'm not a cheater.
Well, I mean, in
cards.
this instance, you kind of are.
I'm not though.
We're on Google Play and iTunes and some other stuff. You can find us The Darkest Timeline, DTLPodcast.com, and we're all hashtag DTLPodcast at DTLPodcast. We're on Twitter.
Goodbye, sweet world.
Goodbye, sweet world.
Kill us
We
all,
are
please.
coming back next week. Just
hope
in
not.
Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Just in case that sounded too final.
Idiot! I'll have you slap yourself into oblivion if you don't find it!
Find it. I'll get it.